Alright, this is John Kohler from DiscountJuicers.com, and today I'm at the trade show and they just introduced the all-new Green Star Elite Juicer. And what I'm going to be doing today is showing you the differences between the regular Green Star juicer and the Green Star Elite Juicer. So first we're going to take the juicers apart to show you the differences. So the Green Star, basically what happens is you have these screws on the outside that you need to turn. And as you turn the screws, two hinges open up, and as the hinges open up, you can take the juicer apart. So you have this, outlet screen, the juicing screen, you have the two twin gears, and the main body housing. And these parts are, fairly heavy actually. And then to put it back together, you're going to do the reverse. You're going to put the main body housing in there. You're going to always want to line up your gears. So there's two dots on one gear and one dot on the other gear, and you're going to make a triangle out of them. And then you're going to insert them in there, and you're going to have to kind of turn as you're pushing them in. They'll lock into place. You'll put the screen on and put the end cap on, and finally rotate that and then turn these thumb screws. Now the problem with this design is that on these thumb screws is that sometimes people don't tighten them up enough, or they over tighten them, and if you over tighten them, it's going to cause excess squeaking and noise with the juicer. So let's go to the brand new Green Star Elite Juicer and let's check out how easy this one is to disassemble and assemble. So the first step we do is we simply lift this top off. So that's real easy. The next thing we do is we take these two snaps and just snap them open. And then we have the end cap piece, nice and light. We have the screen, the two gears here, and this housing piece. So it's much, much easier. And this brand new housing piece has an O-ring, so the juice won't drip out the back of the juicer, which does happen with the older Green Star juicer. So let's go ahead and reassemble this juicer. Once again, it's really simple. You're gonna take the main body housing, put it on there, and once again, you're gonna wanna line up these gears. Now, before I put these gears back in, let's talk about these gears for a second. This is the world's first 3-stage or triple stage twin gear juicer. And so this is the first stage here. The first stage is called the crushing stage. And then the next stage is actually called, if you could get a close-up on these gears, that'd be good. The next stage is the mixing stage. So this is the crushing stage, this is the mixing stage. And on the video, you might not be able to see the definition of these gears here, but this is white plastic gears here. And basically the shape of these gears are different. So this is a little bit more rounded, and these are more straight, and they're actually angled, so it pushes the pulp out. These gears are here as the mixing stage because Max Gerson, who has the Gerson therapy, which Max Gerson's a doctor and he healed many people from cancer using fresh juices. He recommends basically mixing the apples with the carrots when you're juicing, and that's what this stage does. It's a mixing stage. It'll allow you to get a higher extraction from the juice. So let me point out once again the old gear. So this is the old gear here, and the old gear has basically the gear, and there's no mixing stage. It just has basically the pressing stage where the juice is literally pressed out of the produce. So we have, this is on the old gear, a 2-stage gear, 1 and stage 2. The new gear is stage 1, 2, and 3. So let's go ahead. Once again, we do want to line up, make sure the 2 dots and the 1 dot form a triangle. It's very important to line up your gears, otherwise damage may result to your machine. And we're going to put those into the juicer. And as you push them in, you may have to turn it a little bit to make sure they fully seat into place. You're going to put the screen on, the end housing, and they literally just snap into place. It's real simple. And then the other thing I'd like to point out once again is the outlet adjusting knob. So not many juicers have this knob. What it allows the juicer to do is keep the produce inside the machine. And when the produce gets really dry, then and only then it takes a lot of pressure to push the produce out of this. And then the dry pulp comes out of the juicer. So we're gonna put that in there, and you wanna screw this all the way in for juicing most vegetables. On fruits, you may wanna loosen it, and on fruits, they even have a fruit attachment which has a softer spring tension. And we're going to put the top on. And another feature I'd like to point out of this juicer is a safety feature. So at this point, it's not fully assembled. You can't turn it on. It will not come on. It's safe, so you won't be able to hurt yourself until you put this last piece on, then it turns on. So today what we're gonna do is we're gonna juice for you. And we have some wheatgrass here, and we also have some celery, some apples, and carrots. So the pulp comes out of the front here, so you're gonna have a catch bowl for the pulp, and the juice comes out of the bottom. Included with the juicer is an additional strainer. So if you did want to strain your juice, you could put the extra strainer, you know, over on top of the catch bowl to strain your juice further. The coolest thing I like about these twin gear juicers is that it'll literally suck the produce in. So I really like to juice leafy greens. This happens to be a beet leaf. You can take it and look at that. It sucks the leaves right in. No effort is needed to juice greens in the new Green Star Elite juicer. Next, we're gonna juice some carrots. Now carrots, you will have to, you know, use the pusher to push it in the juicer. Another thing that's really good for us, really high nutrition, people use it as a garnish on their plates at many restaurants, but people don't realize how good parsley is really for you. So we can stick some parsley in there and watch it just suck that parsley right in. Feed a little bit at a time. You never want to overload your juicer. Really like to juice celery. Celery is high in electrolytes. Adds some good minerals to your juice. So watch this pulp as it comes out. This pulp is really, really dry. This pulp is probably some of the driest pulp on any juicer that you will find. So you can see the juice coming out. And you know, some people ask me, John, what about that foam that's coming out with the juice? You know, I mean, I have that strainer on top that's catching all the foam. What do I do with the foam? Is the foam good or bad? I mean, well, you know what? All juicers create foam, and the foam is not a problem. What you can do is you could actually take that foam and mix it back into your juice and drink it up, and that's fine. If you don't like the foam, you could, you know, whisk it off. We actually feed it to the dogs and mix it with their dog food, and we feed the pulp to the dogs too. So let's juice a little bit more here. But I think greens are the best thing that we should be juicing, and this is where this machine shines. Let's go ahead and we'll cut some wheatgrass here. So literally with the wheatgrass, you put it in there and you want to feed it in, and it sucks it right in. You want to put a little bit at a time, not too much. Now, I recommend making a base. When you make juice, you want to make a base of maybe something like celery and cucumbers, and then use a whole bunch of greens too. So most of your glass should be celery and cucumbers, maybe 3/4 of your glass celery and cucumbers, and maybe with some carrot too. And 1/4 of the glass should be dark, rich, leafy greens such as kale, collards, kohlrabi, dandelion, parsley. But you don't want to do too many greens, because what will happen is greens can be really strong and they taste really strong too. A lot of people, you know, you could add apples. So we're gonna do some apples. Add apples to the juice, it'll make your juice a lot sweeter. And you can see apples are easily juiced in this juicer. And I want to point out one more last time is the pulp. You know, I can take this pulp in my hand and literally squeeze it, and you can see the pulp's squeezing out, but there's no juice, there's no residual juice in my hand. This is one of the most efficient juicers on the market, and I'll be doing more testing in the future with the all-new Green Star Elite juicer. So be sure to visit discountjuicers.com/YouTube for special promotional offers for our YouTube visitors.